one red, pour out this Jameson for ancestors to swig.
You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother dudes. You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother dudes.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland YouTube page, brought to you by Acquired Taste Media. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. So, you know what we do here. My name is Alan, and I pretty much just do reviews on black content that I find on the internet. A lot of it being Dr. Umar Johnson, Kevin Samuels, Sister Ali, and more. So I pretty much just critique different things that I hear about relationships, things going on in the black community, or just some things that, you know, acquire some attention from a black man, and maybe I can, you know, give some of my knowledge and some of my information and share it with you guys, and maybe it'll help you guys out. Our main focus here, though, is really, you know, black fatherhood, but in order to be great black fathers, we have to, you know, be great husbands. We have to be great brothers. We have to be great uncles, as well as great fathers. So it's a lot that we have to do, but I know that we can do it if we keep, you know, working at it. So in this discussion, this is him on Vlad TV. Shout out Vlad. And this is just basically him talking about the war on black masculinity. And let's see what he talk about.
The other day on social media was there was a girl, a teacher, who was an elementary school teacher, and she started posting her pictures, and there's this huge debate on whether or not she's dressing appropriately for, you know, her job. I'm going to show you this. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see that.
Are you familiar with this picture?
No, I haven't seen it.
This is a few years ago.
So this is a teacher who's an elementary school teacher, and people are just arguing over whether she's dressed appropriately. A lot of people are saying yes, and, you know, in the context they're saying, yeah, and I would get with her, which I think is not really part of the conversation.
Right.
Me personally, I feel that she's not dressed appropriately. Mm-hmm. What is your take on it, being an educator yourself?
I would argue, number one, that the way she's dressed is relatively conservative when compared to the way I see many teachers dress.
Fact.
Yeah. White or African American.
I think it's
okay.
cool.
One of the biggest issues I have had as a principal, and I've had to pull some of my teachers to the side, black and white and Latino, you cannot come in here like this, okay? Because these boys are at the age, middle school in particular. See, the other question I would have for you is, how old are her students? If she is
elementary school, so up to 5th grade.
Okay, up to 5th, I might not have a problem with that up to 5th. If she's middle school, 6th through 8th, she cannot dress like that, because her body parts are obviously, I mean, she's a well-built woman. The dress in and of itself isn't provocative, but her figure in that dress makes it provocative. K to 5, I don't have a problem with that. 6th to 8th, 6th to 12th, I got an issue with that. But here's the conversation. Why is she allowed to dress like that if it is inappropriate for the parents in that school? Because I think the parents in that school ultimately have to make that decision. The reason she gets to dress like that is because the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association, these are the two largest teacher unions in America. They are the Democratic and Republican Party of education. Every school district, most school districts are under one or the other. They have bullied the school districts of America into this contract that's been around at least for 30 years that says you cannot tell a teacher how to dress for work. It is the only profession I know of, education, and I'm an educator, where teachers cannot be told how to dress. Now, private school, they can tell them, but publicly funded schools, you cannot tell the teacher how to dress.
So you're saying in every public school across the country, there is no dress code for the teachers?
85% of the time, no, if that district is under AFT or NEA. One of the beauties of being a teacher, one of the powers of the union is that we get to dress how we want. In a conversation I had with principals all the time is my teachers are coming in here like they're going to the club.
Right.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
I mean, when you look at this outfit, this is literally something you would see in the club.
But
like,
I'm going to have to side with her. I'm going to have to side with the teacher. K-5 teacher, the dress in and of itself is not designed to be provocative. She's just a well-built, quote-unquote,
here's another picture.
Okay, no, that's not appropriate.
That's not appropriate?
That's not appropriate for a teacher. And I'm going to tell you why. Not only is that provocative, that's too casual. That's not a professional outfit. The dress could be argued that if I was working at a regular routine business, I could wear this to work. She could wear that dress to work. She cannot wear those jeans and that top to work. So for me, I would take issue with the second outfit because it is provocative and it is not professional. The first one may be somewhat provocative, but it is still somewhat more professional than that. You don't go to school dressed like that.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I have an issue with it. I think that when you have a job, you should dress accordingly.
I think it's cool.
To that
the dress
job.
is cool.
If you work
the
on
second
Wall
outfit,
Street, you don't come
like
in
you
with
said,
shorts
it's just
and a tattered
a little
t-shirt.
too casual.
But then the counter argument, my argument to you would be, who's more responsible? The employee, okay, or the system of education? Because she can come to work like that because they say this is acceptable. You understand? It's the same argument when we talk about crime in the African American community. Well, black men keep going back to jail. Why they can't stay out of jail? 87% recidivism rate. I understand that. Now let's talk about the box, the context in which the African American male exists. 1970, they systematically start removing all the industrial building trade programs from the inner city African American high schools. So up until 1970, you could go to high school, graduate, licensed to be a plumber, carpenter, electrician, mason, barber, over 12 trades. Most of us have grandparents, black.
That is very, very important, and I think a lot of people didn't even know that. And that was very detrimental to the black community and funding a lot of the things that we were doing, a lot of the movements that we had going in the community.
Who was able to earn a decent living with a high school trades education. They took all them out in the 70s at the end of the Black Power movement on purpose to make sure independent black laborers could not finance the Black Power movement. And then in 1980, the CIA drops the crack cocaine off. And so black men unable to find a legal job participate in the CIA's illegal economy. Mind you, all the factory jobs that were available were shipped out of the inner city. Even in North Philadelphia, where I live, you drive around, nothing but abandoned factories. They moved them out to create a context for incarceration. So who is responsible when the black male is miseducated, economically castrated, comes out of jail, cannot find any opportunity to set his life aright, can't get welfare, can't get health care, can't get public housing, can't get student loans? So he breaks the law again and goes back. We look at him. How about the system that creates the reality that necessitates that I commit a crime? Take me. I'm 40 years old, never been to jail. I work in them, I do a lot of prison work, but I've never been arrested, okay? Not yet. Anyhow, take my 6 degrees, take my doctorate, take my certs. Give me a felony on my record. I have 2 daughters. If I have to feed them, and my ability to earn a decent living was stolen, I would have to consider, desperation would make me consider going to the corner to sell that package. You understand? Which is why we got to be very careful about blaming the person or separating them from the context in which the behavior took place. The context in which she wore that dress is that the unions in the school district make it allowable. If we want to change the way she dresses, change the contract between the unions in the school districts.
Now, one of the things that you said when talking about your school is that
there,
with the teachers
here,
that you wanted to hire for the school, you
Umar
won't allow any teachers who have relationships